are thinking about buying solar panels, but got confused about which type to go for, you are at the right place. There are a number of variables that you should take into account when you are buying a solar photovoltaic system. Our job here to help you sort through them. There are hundreds of companies manufacturing solar panels today. Most of the solar panel options currently available fit in one of three categories: monocrystalline, polycrystalline, or thin film. These solar panels vary in how they are made, appearance, performance, costs, and the installation each are best suited for. Depending on the type of installation you are considering, one option may be more suitable than the others. Each type has its own unique advantages and disadvantages, and the solar panel type best suited for your installation will depend on factors specific to your own property and desired system characteristics. Monocrystalline silicon solar cells. Solar cells made of monocrystalline silicon, also called single crystalline silicon, are quite easily recognizable by an external look, even coloring and uniform look, indicating high purity silicon. Monocrystalline solar cells are made out of silicon ingots, which are cylindrical in shape. To optimize performance and lower costs of a single monocrystalline solar cell, four sides are cut out of the cylindrical ingots to make silicon wafers, which is what gives monocrystalline solar panels their characteristic look. Advantages: monocrystalline solar cells have the highest efficiency rates, since they are made out of the highest grade silicon. The efficiency rates of monocrystalline solar panels are typically 15 to 20%. Some companies produces the highest efficiency solar panels. They provide panel conversion efficiency of up to 20.5%. Monocrystalline silicon solar panels are space efficient. Since these solar panels yield the highest power outputs, they also require the least amount of space compared to any other types. Monocrystalline solar panels produce up to 4 times the amount of electricity as thin film solar panels. Monocrystalline solar panels live the longest. Most solar panels manufacturers put a warranty of 25 years on their monocrystalline solar panels, tend to perform better than similarly rated polycrystalline solar panels at low light conditions. Disadvantages: monocrystalline solar panels are the most expensive solar panels. From a financial standpoint, a solar panel that is made of polycrystalline silicon can be a better choice for some homeowners. If the solar panel is partially covered with shade, dirt, or snow, the entire circuit can break down. If you think coverage will be a problem, microinverters will make sure that not the entire solar array is affected by shading issues with only one of the solar panels. The Jakrolsky process is used to produce monocrystalline silicon. It results in large cylindrical ingots. Four sides are cut out of the ingots to make silicon wafers. A significant amount of the original silicon ends up as waste. Performance of monocrystalline solar panels suffers as temperature goes up, but less so than polycrystalline solar panels. The second type is polycrystalline silicon solar cells. The first solar panels based on polycrystalline silicon, which is also known as polysilicon and multicrystalline silicon, were introduced to the market in 1981. Unlike monocrystalline based solar panels, polycrystalline solar panels do not require the Jakrolsky process. Raw silicon is melted and poured into a square mold, which is cooled and cut into perfectly square wafers. A good way to separate monocrystalline and polycrystalline solar panels is that polycrystalline solar looks like perfectly rectangular with no round edges. Advantages: the process used to make polycrystalline silicon is simpler and costless. The amount of waste silicon is less compared to monocrystalline. Polycrystalline solar panels tend to have slightly lower heat tolerance than monocrystalline solar panels. This technically means that they perform slightly worse than monocrystalline solar panels in high temperatures. Heat can affect the performance of solar panels and shorten their lifespans. However, this effect is minor, and most homeowners do not need to take it into account. Disadvantages: the efficiency of polycrystalline based solar panels is typically 13 to 16%. Because of lower silicon purity, Polycrystalline solar panels are not quite as efficient as monocrystalline solar panels. Lower space efficiency. You generally need to cover a larger surface to output the same electrical power as you would with a solar panel made of monocrystalline silicon. However, this does not mean every monocrystalline solar panel performs better than those based on polycrystalline silicon. The third type of solar panels based on thin film solar cells. Depositing one or several thin layers of photovoltaic material onto a substrate is the basic gist of how thin film solar cells are manufactured. They are also known as thin film photovoltaic cells. The different types of thin film solar cells can be categorized by which photovoltaic material is deposited onto the substrate. Depending on the technology, thin film module prototypes have reached efficiencies between 7 to 13%, and production modules operate at about 9%. Advantages: mass production is simple. This makes them and potentially cheaper to manufacture than crystalline-based solar cells. Their homogeneous appearance makes them look more appealing, can be made flexible, which opens up many new potential applications. High temperatures and shading have less impact on solar panels' performance. In situations where space is not an issue, thin film solar panels can make sense. Disadvantages: thin film solar panels are in generally not very useful for in most residential situations. They are cheap, but they also require a lot of space. Monocrystalline solar panels produce up to 4 times the amount of electricity as thin film solar panels for the same amount of space. Low space efficiency means that the costs of PV equipment, for example support structures and cables, will increase. Thin film solar panels tend to degrade faster than mono and polycrystalline solar panels, which is why they typically come with a shorter warranty. Let us summarize the differences among these types of solar panels.